Okay, let's have fun with Sass, the CSS preprocessor. Let's go to the website and see what does it say about Sass. If we go to the home page, guide, this is what it says. Come on. Before you can use Sass, you need to set it up on your project. If you want to just browse here, go ahead, but we recommend you go install Sass first. Go here if you want to learn how to get environment set up. What it requires actually is Ruby. Pre-processing. CSS on its own can be fun, but style sheets are getting larger, more complex, and harder to maintain. By the way, here it is, the branch with Sass. Others, Sass. And here I covered the installation of Sass, pre-processing, and the console commands we need. In fact, to use Sass, we need to install Ruby, because this Sass, this preprocessor, is written on Ruby. So Sass has dependency on Ruby. This is where a preprocessor can help. Sass F9 actually will stop and start the video again. This is off topic, but still I want to say that. Sass lets you use features that don't exist in CSS yet, like variables, nesting, mixing, inheritance, and other nifty goodies that make writing CSS fun again. Once you start tinkering with Sass, it will take your pre-processing Sass file and save it out as a normal CSS file that you can use in your website. Okay, let's start getting the environment. In order to get the environment, we have to install command line applications. I'm gonna use, of course, the command lines on Linux sudo su gem install Sass, and as a dependency is gonna install probably Ruby. If you're using a distribution of Linux, you need to install Ruby first, and after that you can say sudo gem install Sass. Gem is the Ruby package manager, Windows. Before installing Sass, you'll need to install Ruby at your machine. So I search for Ruby, I click on download, Ruby installer, org download. Let me go back. Ruby installer, org download, and here Ruby 2.16. Why Ruby? Because this is what they recommend. They recommend 32-bit version. The 64-bit version of Ruby are relatively new on Windows, blah blah. So I downloaded this. I downloaded the archives. No, I didn't download archives, but I downloaded the documentation, and I downloaded the kit, the development kit. This development kit, but I haven't installed yet. Okay, so this is what they recommend, and after that I just was clicking, and Ruby was installed. Here we go. This is the Ruby installation files, and I'm gonna show the screenshots. Ruby, this is how it goes. Ruby 2.16, Ruby documentation, CHF, CHM file, development kit, run English, next. I checked install td tlk support Ruby executable to your path, because I wanna be able to run Ruby command everywhere. associate the Ruby and ReBW files with the Ruby installation and finish. That's it. Run it as administrator. Ruby minus minus help. RubyGem is package manager. So after that I listed all the packages with gem list. Here it is, the Ruby package manager. And when I set install Sass, as far as I remember, I got this message. So let me check again. Gem install Sass, and I have Sass now installed. Sass minus V, and I started actually to compile, to pre-process my CSS files, main CSS file. Okay, everything has been documented as we see. This was the last image, I believe, 19. Okay, so I should have more. Okay, property main group test directory. This is how it works. Okay, I started with simple variables first. My base color, and I set the value. So the variables start with the dollar sign, and after that they can be used again with the dollar sign. And everywhere in your CSS file, everywhere in your SCSS file, this variable is gonna be replaced with its value. Navigation, this is nesting. So the HTML is nested but not the CSS. So let's see the result. Body color, navul, navh, nav-a. Main CSS map file has been created as a result of execution of SASS main SCSS main.css. Okay, third is partials. I don't want to change the color scheme, and this is what we get as nesting as a partial. Okay, so this is a repetition. So let me show you the file now. This is the file. So first thing first, variables. After executing Sass main SCSS main CSS, this is what we get. Okay, nesting. This is second thing we can do. navul a. After nesting and running the command sass main sc main css, this is what we got. Nesting. Partials. I have created partial CSS file where I'm using a variable. Here it is in the file system. It starts with underscore partial.cscss CSS. And notice something, this is how we bring it into the main file. Only the name, without the extension, without the underscore. And we use import directive. Mixins. So we use different WebKit, Mozilla, Microsoft border radius. After executing, this is what we got. Box mixing. This is number 4. Extended inheritance. Extend inheritance. Okay, so we have one style, message border. We wanna use it for dry. Don't repeat yourselves principle. Success, we said extend message, and this message will be extended. In fact, Sass knows what to do. Warning again, and after running, this is what we're gonna get. Message success error warning, and after that success will be just overwritten green. Okay, let me show you this article. It is actually in getting started. This is how I know that Sass lang, and also in the mind map, this is where we can find the information. Mixing extend inheritance. And finally, 6th, operators. Right now we calculate in percentages the width of the article where role equals main. So this is done through the divider. Operators. How many operators do we have here? Actually, there is no conditional logic. Logical operators. We're missing logical operators, but we still have operators. Here we go. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, deletion. Okay, so that's it. This is enough to get started with Sass. Ruby after install ---- help. Gem ---- install. Just because Sass has requirement, and after that I type gem install Sass, and this is how I got Sass installed this machine. And now I can say Sass -v or Sass ---- help. And these 6 elements of the Sass exactly the same way we say for the 6 elements of the class in the object-oriented programming. Variables, nesting, partials, mixins, extend, inheritance, operators. Thank you.